Hi, everybody. Welcome to Mediation and Beyond YouTube channel. Excited today to have a young woman that I met on a panel I was on about women's empowerment that we did with another organization over in Australia called Steadfast Mediation. And her name is Astha Chandra. She's from New Delhi, India. Super excited to have her here today. She's an inner power coach and a life coach. Prior to her transition into the coaching world, she was in the corporate world in sales and marketing. And so, Astha, thank you so much for coming on today. I really appreciate you taking the time. I know there's a time lag here as well, but so welcome to my show, and I appreciate you coming on. I'm very excited I have a lot of questions for you, but my first one to get us started really is, how'd you go from corporate to inner power coach?
Firstly, Colleen, I'm equally excited to be here. It's a privilege to be here with you and to answer all these questions. I hope it helps other people in their journey of transition or to do whatever they would like to do. And now that's a really big question. You know, how do you transition from corporate to an inner power coach? Okay, so let me just say the way it is.
Yes.
For me, I was in the corporate for about 7 years. And, towards the end of those 7 years, I started feeling a bit of, like I want to do something else, like a void that I can do more with my life. And also, I was in a traveling role. So there was a little bit of travel. It wasn't a little bit, it was actually too much. So so the travel, after a point, I started feeling that it's a bit too much for me. I'm getting tired, exhausted. I need to rejuvenate myself. Yeah. So in a way, I wanted time to think and take a break and do something else. And I wasn't sure of what to do. And, so for some reason, I just wanted to move out, take a break, and then decide what next. And obviously, with that kind of a mind frame, my family was dead against it, So they wanted the best for me. I was doing well. I had a promotion. So, they were like, take a sabbatical, do something else, figure out. Eventually, for me, it was a little rough because I went back and forth on the decision since I did not have clarity at that point of time. So now for the younger generation, or for someone who wants to transition right now, I would say that do the introspection first, have the clarity of what you want to do, and then venture out. So for me, it was the reverse. I sort of went back and forth. It was not easy for the company, not easy for me, not easy for my family. And it's only in hindsight that I can understand all of this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So yeah, eventually I decided to move out of the company. Was at home for some time. I had consulted a leadership coach before. So coaching was something that interested me. I had a couple of training stints in my organization, which I loved doing. And also people used to open up to me with their problems. So all of those, putting those together, eventually I thought coaching is the field for me. Then it was about searching for the right course and transitioning into that.
So so what you're telling somebody to do is really just do the opposite of what you did, which is get that clarity first, listen to oneself on the inside first before you kind of step off into, whatever is out there, right?
Yes.
So you became what I really liked learning about was you're an inner power coach.
Yes.
Can you share a little bit of like what that means?
Yeah. So for me, it's our mindset that really determines what we wish to do. And it's our inner world that sort of reflects on the outside. So as within, so without. So for me, whenever I'm with a client, it's all about working on their mindset and drawing on their inner strength and what is it that they want to do and whatever is at the back of their mind to let that surface. So I, even if it's a mental block that is not helping them move forward, I let that surface. So that's why I call myself an inner power coach, because I draw on the client's internal strength. And for me also personally, I use my inner strength in every area of life. So for me, it's all about changing my perspective, internal perspective on anything, and that's how I move forward.
It's interesting because you're talking about the client's inner strength, but even
Yes.
if they don't know what they want, like,
Yes,
and so
yes.
not calling it a weakness, not saying there's something wrong, like they can't figure that out, but saying that is also a strength and let it be open to moving oneself forward, right? So that's really interesting. Just your verbiage, how you verbalize that.
Yes, yes, exactly. So everybody has a lot of internal strength. There are phases in their life where they feel very low, and it's about reminding them of their power and making them step into that power that they have already possessed.
So it's not something new they're getting. It's already it's what you said earlier, internal, and bringing it forth.
Yes.
I really
yes.
like that. I really, really like that. How is coaching in India? Is it well received? Is it more women than men? Like, how does that work?
So as far as I'm concerned, I feel it's very nascent. Okay. So there are people out there who are corporate coaches, who are professionals, but I've also seen this hesitancy between individuals to, sort of get coaching done via their corporate, like via their office system, because that means they're signing up a form and saying that we need this particular improvement. Some of them are very proud of it. Some of them are very hesitant. But what is likely to happen is that people may reach out to a coach individually and work on areas of improvement that they want in their life. So that's one. But even with that, a lot of people don't understand what a life coach is, or how can they help you, or that the same person can help you with every area of their life. So for example, my coaching system, I work whether somebody wants to lose weight, whether somebody wants to grow in their business, whether somebody is having marriage issues. So they don't really know what coaching is. So we really need to promote it and bring it forward. So it's at a nascent stage, I would say.
Okay, so it's people are kind of like, I don't know what that is. I've heard about it, but I'm really not sure what it is. And I think we were there. Oh, I think in the last couple of years, it's just in the United States here, it's just exploded.
Yes.
So, but I remember, when you thought of coach, you thought of sports. You didn't
Yes.
think of any other aspect of your life that you might need a game plan for, right? So it's like,
Yes. So over here also, so there are yoga coaches, there's sports coaches. So life coach is a relatively new concept. And also because the results are not tangible, it's a change that the person has to perceive in their life. And it's when the people around them start saying, oh, you've changed, when they really wake up and realize, okay, I've changed. And sometimes it's very subtle. So when it's not something really tangible, it's a little difficult to explain it. But people who go through it really vouch for it.
yes. And let me, did you use a life coach for your own transition, or were you wishing you used a life coach for your transition?
So for me personally, before I made the switch towards late 2016, in the beginning of the year, I was very fortunate. Someone in my company just mentioned a coach to me, and I did take a lot of personal sessions with him. So I really enjoyed that process, and that's what left an imprint on my mind that coaching is something that I can get into, I can do, and I can help people with. So
and you do it over Zoom, or do you meet? I mean, I know sans COVID, like forget COVID's going on, but would you meet people on Zoom anyways, or is Zoom something new for your business as well, and you were typically meeting people in person?
So, I feel when we meet personally, there's a huge connect, and you can have greater games when you meet personally. Like you can, if it's just one person, then obviously you don't really cheer that much and have that much of noise. But if it's a group coaching, you can do a lot more when you're meeting in person. Like, you can clap, you can make them stand up, you can make them dance, do a little bit of different stuff also to help them open up. So group coaching and in person has that advantage. But these days, since it's over Zoom, I feel we have an excellent connect over Zoom as well. And now, given the kind of traffic that we have across the globe, especially in New Delhi, I think Zoom is here to stay. I love the way that we are borderless with Zoom. Look at this, I'm having a call with you. And, it's so much fun. And we have a connection over this call. So the same way, I just feel that whether it's Zoom or in person, it's very important to have a rapport with the client, to have that connection and to have that trust. And for that, prior to your Zoom or face-to-face coaching, you need to have a discovery session, or you need to have, like a call where you just understand each other's expectations and know what you're offering. So if you are clear from the beginning, then I don't see a problem in doing a Zoom call.
Yeah, no, I think Zoom, I hope it's here to stay, like you were saying, because
Yes.
the beauty of being able to coach is that someone can be watching this in the States or another country and say, oh, I really resonate with her. Let me give her a call, where, we can be on Zoom, where before you just never even crossed your mind to kind of do something like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Because we didn't think it would work, or it could exist in the frame that it's in, and it's really nice to be able to do that. And that's the beauty of being able to make these connections, even as coaches with other coaches.
Absolutely. And with anybody, in fact, I had a mental block before COVID and before Zoom that it should be in person, and that's how coaching is to be done. And now for me, it's a completely new ball game. So I can sit here and coach anyone in Mumbai or anywhere in India or abroad.
Right.
And it's very easy. It's very easy. Apart from the time zone difference. That's it.
Yeah. This one works though. This is okay. Not Australia. That's a killer. So let me ask you, for yourself, and obviously you're speaking for yourself, but do you notice, whether it's coaching or in your personal life, or both really, because it kind of, you bring both in there, but do you see differences in the issues you treat with the clients you work with in New Delhi or in India? Do you see differences as opposed to clients that you may see outside of there? Like, or do people basically come with the same kind of issues? Like, it's really not that much of a difference.
I personally believe that, people everywhere are the same, but they all have a life journey. So they're going through different issues at different points of time in their life. So for example, a younger person may come to a coach with, issues with what is the career that I choose? How do I choose my career? How do I, say XYZ to my parents? How do I stand up, start taking decisions? Vis-a-vis someone who's at a later age may also have a similar career problem, but that could be stagnant growth. Okay. And that could be impacting every area of their life. In terms of, when I look at, forget clients, but if I look at clients versus my friends also, they have similar problems. Yeah. So for me, a client may come with issues in their marriage, and a friend could be having issues in their marriage at the same point of time. The only difference being I can't coach the friends, because it's very difficult to coach them, and they don't want your coach mode. You have to be willing. So I can notice all those issues with, this is where the marriage is headed. This is what the problem is going to be. But you have to restrain yourself. You cannot offer any form of advice or even make them come to a solution.
Yeah, no, that's very true. I think what I've learned with friends is to say less and listen more.
Exactly.
Because it's, I think it's our nature to want to help.
Yes.
But there has to be a cutoff where you're just not helpful anymore.
Yes, and I think that's the most difficult part, because once you are in the field of coaching, you can help them with X, Y, Z, and you have to really pull that in, that urge to step forward and help them, because unsolicited help will do nothing.
Right. What is a mantra or something, like what keeps you going and in a good headspace? I'm not saying I think positivity is highly overrated. But what keeps you in a lane that works for you, that you think would be, is helpful for others to know?
So one is, which I was repeating today. So, just if it needs to be done, just do it. So that's one thing.
Okay.
Because so there's so many things that you may not 100% enjoy, or you may feel rushed But if you feel it's important enough and it needs to be done, so if it needs to be done, just do it. A part of Nike out there.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Yeah. And the second one, which is more like a positive mantra, is something that has really helped me in my life. There was an Indian yogi, Paramhansa Yogananda, the one who's written autobiography of a yogi.
Oh, okay. I know that.
Yeah, I mean, you may have heard of him. He's very popular. He was popular in the States as well. So he has cosmic chants on his channel, and I came across this a few years ago. And one of the chants, it's a translation of a Sanskrit chant, which is I'll give you the Sanskrit name also, though it's a little difficult. It's called Nirvana Shatakam, and in English, it's translated in English. So it's a philosophy which basically means that you are not. So it's no birth, no death. So you are there forever. So you'd never die. You never, no birth, no death, no caste have I. Father, mother, have I none. I am he, blessed spirit, I am he. So those are the lyrics of the chant. And it's the last line which really resonates with me. I am he, blessed spirit, I am he. So it's saying that you're the same as the consciousness around you. If you believe in a higher power, if you believe in God, so I am a part of that, or I'm the same as that.
So I am he,
blessed spirit, I'm he.
Blessed spirit, I am he.
Yeah.
I like that.
So that's an English translation of a much longer Sanskrit chant, which goes into, you're not the earth, you're not the fire, you're not the metals. You're just you're just there. You're just the consciousness.
You just are.
Yeah, you just are. And so the English version, which is translated by this guru that I mentioned, Indian yogi, Paramahansa Yogananda, I keep repeating that in my mind. It's a song. So the lyrics of that song.
So,
and it's helped me.
Can I ask though? So thank you for sharing that. I mean, because, and I wrote both of those down. If it needs to be done, do it. I should just plaster that one. Why does it resonate with you? I am he, blessed spirit. Why does that resonate with you? Why, what about that moves you?
I think it gives me the power that I can do anything, so I'm not limited in any way. Whatever I wish to do, I can do. And it puts me in a space of abundance. Let me put it that way. Moves me away from a negative mindset. So because if you're the same as God, or if you're the same as the higher power, or anyone that you believe in, then you can achieve miracles. You can do anything that you wish to do. And normally, whenever we set out to do something, or we want to do something, there's a lot of negativity at the back of our mind. There's always a voice saying that I can't do this. What if this goes wrong? What if, so it's about quietening that voice for me. And it's about, so if I just listen to this song, this cosmic chant, they call it the cosmic chant. I am he, blessed spirit, I'm he. After that, I feel I'm in a much better space to operate, to achieve whatever I wish to do. And also a couple of years ago, I read the book, The Secret, which you would be aware of. So, that talks about manifestation. So if I, so it kind of puts me in a space of manifestation also, if I want to.
Gotcha.
Because it removes negativity from the mind. For me, that's how it works for me personally. And to my clients and everybody, I always say you should always look at what resonates with you and what works for them. It's not copy paste of Astha's mantra or, Colleen's mantra. Right. It's about what resonates with you.
Right. And thank you for sharing that, because when you were saying it, and then when you were sharing why it resonates with you, what kept coming to me, because everything affects everybody so differently, but the I am he, because we're so busy comparing ourselves to everybody else out there, it kind of brings you back center with that's not the measuring stick, right? I am he, that's kind of not measuring stick, but if you're going to compare, it's better to say I am he than I am somebody else out there. And I think that's really important.
Yeah, and also for me, I've seen that when I say I'm he, some people are like, do you believe God is male, female? I was like, I'm beyond all of that. So for me, it's a cosmic chant, which is a translation from, I have the Sanskrit versions as well.
Yep.
And sometimes I listen to the Sanskrit versions as well, because they're widely available in India.
Sure.
But somehow for me, this is so simple and it's global and anybody can use this,
Yeah.
that I really love this. It's the song is called No Birth, No Death by Paramhansa Yogananda.
Okay.
Cosmic chant. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm writing this down. I'm actually going to put it in the description when people can go on the YouTube channel, so that people, if they're just reading and they don't want to listen to everything, they just want to read the information. Like, I think that's really important, because then it gives somebody an idea of where, who you are, more about you and how your mindset is, so that you can help somebody else with their mindset.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So if you had to give just, let's say, 2 tips for somebody who's thinking about making a change in their life, what would that be?
So first is understanding why do you want to make that change. So that exploration, and what is driving you for that change? Why is it important for you to make that change? And to compare, suppose you don't make that change, what would happen? How would your life be? If you are able to visualize that, it really helps you. Okay, so for instance, if I don't get more coaching clients, suppose that's what I want to do. And so would I have less money? How is it going to impact my life? What would my life look like the next 10 years?
Sure.
Is that where I want to go? And, just that visualization is very powerful, very impactful, because then you know what is driving you to make that change. And the second is to explore if it's just, some extreme fear which is driving you to change, because half the things that we fear do not come to be. So you are able to take better decisions if you are in a space of calm and positivity rather than fear. So one is, so understanding the reason to change is very important.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think that's super important. Understanding and playing out the story.
Yes. And actually, I've said one part of it. So one aspect is to seeing what your life would be if you don't make that change, and the other aspect is what your life would look like if you make that change. And visualizing both really helps.
That's actually very, very, very true. So, and which goes back to what I love about you at the very outset, saying, I didn't do X, Y, Z, but I like people that I can learn from who've made choices that there's a better way, not mistakes, but there's just a better way. And let me help you have a better way. And I think that's what your coaching with your inner power really helps people do. It's like create that mindset to create better choices in their lives, better decisions, and calm, because you've mentioned calm several times, which is not the positivity piece. It's really just that inner calm.
Yeah, and for inner calm, the easiest way is to breathe in and breathe out. I'm sure a lot of people say that, and maybe it's very repetitive, but you just cannot underestimate of how powerful someone's breathing is, and just breathing in deeply, inhaling and exhaling. That really
something
helps.
So simple. Like, we don't have to overcomplicate it, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Well, thank you, Astha. It was I could be on here all day listening to you and talking with you. You have so much wealth of information. I love the way you present and share it. It just simplifies it, just breaks it down, makes it easy. And I really have enjoyed my conversation with you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Colleen. It's been a real pleasure talking to you as well. And I love the questions. I didn't know what to expect. And, you've made me feel so comfortable. That's wonderful of you.
Thank you. No, I felt like this was 2 girlfriends, only we are across the globe, but that's what we love about Zoom, right? Just being able to meet people. No, you can't see each other every day or whatever, but it's nice to still make these kinds of connections. And I feel a really nice connection with you, and I really appreciate you taking the time today.
Right. Thank you so much. And you add to my growth. You add to my growth.
I will be back in touch with you for sure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Take care. Bye.